What is up? What is up? This is your buddy Alertwolf here to bring you another review. And this is a manga review. I'm going to do it on Green Blood, Chapter 24. And this one's called Departure. Now, real fast, I did a bunch of reviews for Green Blood last week. And the site I use is Manga Stream. But Manga Stream, for some reason, maybe they dropped the book, you know, and it's a shame when they do that because they don't really tell you half the time when they're dropping a book. They just stop coming out. Now, I thought the thing was on a hiatus, and I just caught myself up. But I was checking out C Manga, and I noticed he had reviews for the next few chapters. So I was like, oh, they came out, I just didn't know. And so now so then I went on Manga here, which was always my backup source for them. Or I think Manga Panda had them too, but I like Manga here a little better than Manga Panda. So I'm gonna use them from now on, unless, you know, Manga Stream gets back on the ball with it and catches up. So I believe they're ready on chapter 20. I think 27 already came out. So I'm gonna do a review for each of them, you know, consecutively, I guess. So basically, Departure is a transitional chapter. It's all about. I mean, I could probably do the summary in a few minutes, but basically, you know, I'm not even gonna do a summary. It's just a transitional chapter. It's what's happening to the surviving characters and where they're going. Edward King is moving on. He says he's done with this town, and he's headed to St. Louis to make more money. And it's funny because he was standing in front of the cemetery on a horse, or not standing. He was sitting on a horse in front of the cemetery. Maybe he came to pay respects to his wife, who he said he hates, and apparently killed, but who knows, right? And then we get basically Brad and Luke are ready to vanish too, ninja vanish. That is, they're ready to leave that town, and you know, we get their girls that are left behind, and the two prostitutes, and they're talking about how they're finally good and back together, and the younger ones, like, maybe I should take them out to dinner before they leave. And so, you know, you have that going on. You know, Luke is looking for the resolve to leave. Brad's already, you know, they're separate. They're not together at this point. They're doing their own things, but Luke is looking for that resolve. He's holding that revolver like, it's time for me to go. And Kip had the Joker, by the way. That's who he is. He had like a super villain epiphany moment, you know, where it's all your fault. You took everything from me. Those panels looked great. Of Kip like stabbing the bed, and then Brad's chick walks in and it's like, they're already left. They've gone on a journey to end things. And then we get basically Brad is standing at his mom's grave, you know, saying I'll be back, and, you know, committing to what he has to do. And then randomly Luke shows up too, and he's like, oh man, fancy meeting you here, right? And he says goodbye to his mom the same way, and they both have the same idea. And you see Luke has his gun on him, so he decided to keep it. And the idea is that he's like, well, you know, I stuck my head in the sand with this violence, with the gang violence, and I just, you know, acted like it wasn't happening around me. And what did that get me? My best friend is dead, and all the people that died recently, right? And he's like, I'm gonna fight. And, you know, Brad's like, can you shoot the gun? Can you really kill somebody? He goes, I don't know, but the only thing I do know, that if we leave things be, there's only going to be more tragedy brought about by that man. And he's obviously referring to his father. And they decide to ride out. Now, there is an epic panel of both of them just riding off that is amazing. It's the best artwork in the chapter. And yeah, I was digging it. Now, I don't know what it is about this chapter. I feel like the artwork, other than a couple of panels, wasn't up to its usual standards. I mean, I could be wrong on this. And then the last page we get, we just get a page of text and talking about the Gatling gun and all this, and their resolve to go, and they're headed west, and they're headed to St. Louis to try to cut off their father. Now that's cool too. So we're finally getting out of New York. Now that's crazy. I mean, because the setting was so good of the 5 points of New York, and it was so well done. I can't wait to see and read where they go from here, and how the setting's going to play a factor. This again was just a transitional chapter. Nothing really. It was okay. Wasn't that good. I'm gonna give it a 2.5. 3. I'm gonna give it a 3. Because you know what? I'm gonna give it a 3 for 2 reasons. Kip's epiphany of madness, I like that, and Luke's epiphany of badassness. All right, and those 2 epiphanies that happened in this chapter are great. And I like to see the character development of Luke is moving forward. So that's going to be interesting to see where this goes, you know. Because basically Luke would be your hero and Brad would be your anti-hero, and their brothers going after their dad was clearly the villain. So I like all of this. So, that being said, click it up if you like it, comment if you must, and please subscribe if you can. And this is your buddy alertwolf signing out.